Hi, everyone. Again, we're at our Purposeful Leader series, and we have a very special guest from all the way from around the world. That's from Turkey, actually, my original country. So I might kind of favor this company and the founder who is with us, who is Haluk Can Hur. And so happy to have you here with us, Haluk, today. How are
Thank you
you?
very much. Very good. I feel very good, and I'm very much excited to be with you. Thank you very much
Yes.
for having this opportunity to me.
Sure, of course. I was so happy and excited to find out about your company. And a mutual inclusive friend of ours told me about your company. And I would have really been so bummed if I didn't get to know more about the company that you have started. So let's start a little bit with the company. I know it's called Latro Chemicals, but tell us a little bit about what you do. Let us know also what the purpose of the company, because I know you have a great one.
Thank you. So Latro is a chemical company. We do sell chemicals for different industries like textile, cosmetics, agriculture, all these industries. It started as being distributor of some multinational companies bringing their products and chemicals to the industry. But then it turned out to be producing its own formulations and creating some let's say new products to markets. And during this time, it's really changed a lot. That it was kind of a trading company, and today we are a government assured or recognized R&D center, which means we do develop a lot of our own chemicals in our laboratories, and we create some unique solutions for the markets. So that's what we come to.
Yes. So can you remind us, like, and our audience, so that they know how long it has been since you founded the company?
Oh, it's from 2010, so it's now 11 years past, and we are in the 12th year. It's been like a great journey. I was working as a professional in some other company, and I founded the company together with my ex-boss. So the start point was also original. So he's a great brother of mine. So we started together. And last 5 years, I was alone. I bought him out, and it's been a very interesting journey for me. Last 12 years.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Yeah. And so tell us a little bit about like the purpose of the company, because my audience already knows that I'm only interested in companies who don't only go for growth, revenue, profit, but they also want to have a good social impact in the world. Well, how do you form your purpose statement and what does it sound like? Let us know.
All right. Our purpose statement is actually quite basic, and that's our soul, which is creating new possibilities with extraordinary solutions. So our purpose, more than our purpose statement, how we manage the company is really, I think, going with maybe our social impact, because we are probably the first and one and only first company in Turkey who runs with self-management organization model, which means in our company there is no boss. So you're not talking to a boss right now. We are talking to a founder of a company. We don't have any managers, no hierarchy. So it's a completely a self-managed company who everybody has the same level of let's say power, same level of decision making power, and all other things in the company. So when we talk about the purpose of the company, it needed a very high level of creativeness and the creativeness and the innovation. So the way how we are managing in the company is giving a great opportunity to people express themselves as how they are. Means like without any hierarchy, they can really become very creative and very innovative. So the purpose is creating new possibilities with extraordinary solutions, and the model allows everyone to really go after the purpose. When you don't have any bureaucracy in the company, no hierarchy between the people, then you can become yourself and you can really create things. You can really innovate things. Plus, it is not only the non-hierarchical management system, but we don't have KPIs, we don't have OKRs, we don't have targets. So it's all about that. We say if we are a purpose-driven company, so nothing else should drive us. So there shouldn't be any target, there shouldn't be any KPI, there should be any OKR. The target of the company is basically creating new possibilities. And if you want to create new possibilities, there shouldn't be any negative pressure of targets, of OKRs or performance criteria. There is no performance criteria. It's just an experimental mindset. So we tell people just to experiment. So instead of like R&D is research and development, we mostly call it TNF, try and fail. So we encourage people to try and we encourage people to fail. So it's a TNF company, we say, so that they can really go after the purpose.
Oh my God, there's so much in there that I want to go and dig deeper. And I know my audience is feeling the same way, but I have so many questions around that. But first of all, thank you for sharing the purpose. And although you are so humble to say it's just a general statement we have, it does say a lot about you. And I have yet to witness any purpose-driven company who doesn't put their people first, who doesn't give them autonomy, decision-making rights. So unless you do all of that, it doesn't stick, it doesn't work anyway. So I'm glad that you stepped into the zone of self-management, because that is so impressive to me. And because I have lived in the same country and I'm coming from Turkey, it's even more impressive that you do it there, because the environment is not really like builds that those type of like workplaces. So you had to be so out of the norm in your country to do this. So like I said, I have so many questions and I'm sure my audience has the same, but let's start with that. How did this self-management concept even get into you? How did you embrace it? How did you hear about it and said, okay, this is what I'm going to do? That I want to hear that story.
Yeah, the story starts many years ago. Even though I was a professional manager in a company. From that day, I always hated the titles and the hierarchical, bureaucratical stuff. And I was, it was so de-energizing. I don't know if I'm using the correct word, but it's just like sucking out the energy of the people. So from the beginning of Latro, we never really had a hierarchical, system, but we also never had something else either. So it was going in my mind that, okay, hierarchy is one kind of a organizational model, but there must be something non-hierarchical. So I started reading books. I started talking with people. I love developing myself, like with reading books or attending to school. So I've been to Harvard School and I asked these questions there a lot of times. Then one of my very close friends, which is who's the person who met between you and me, he gave me a book. It was Frederick Laloux, Reinventing Organizations. And it did change my life. And I found there what I was looking for. Just before that, maybe a little bit before that, I had this courage from the book of Anti-Fragile, because the Anti-Fragile was giving a great, encouragement to me, saying the organic systems, let's say the non-stable systems, or how to explain it, are also great. Like in the world, the nature is also not stable. So it is chaotic. So the chaos is not something that we should be run out of it. So in self-management, in autonomy, it's kind of starting from a little bit of that idea. And in reinventing organizations, Frederick Laloux has given a great example of it. And then Humanocracy, and then Corporate Rebels, all these books gave me the idea that it is possible. There are companies in the world doing it. And I'm kind of a person, if I do something, I do it 100%. I do it to the end, to the last point. And thanks to this friend of mine, he also helped us during this journey. He was with us together. We did the deepest point of self-management, and means that we do really have no hierarchy. Okay, that's okay, but we have no no KPIs, no performance criteria at all. Plus, now we have an income model, which is again related with the system and what we believe. There is no performance criteria even in income model. So yeah, it has been 8 months since we started the first day from this journey, and the point that we came, for my opinion, it is unbelievably great results is already there from the company, and I think it's going to be good in near future. It's going to get better. It's going to get better.
Yeah, and in our offline conversation, you have already shared how many more new ideas come about because people are self-managed, because they don't have to go to a boss to ask something or to a manager. So it's like I've seen so many examples of this, and for some people, it's still incomprehensible not to have hierarchy, not to have any bureaucracy, and especially I love when you said we don't even have KPIs or OKRs or any performance measure. Because that was my dream when I was in my 20s working for a huge company. So why do we need to measure everything and even things that are not measurable? Like when I bring even purpose work, people want to measure that. How do you measure people finding meaning in what they do? You can do it in indirect ways, but not really in the real sense, right?
So, yes, but you don't even have to do it, actually. Yes, it is amazing that how many new ideas are coming, and I don't even know what's going on in the company. I just see the results are coming. I just see the numbers are going, and I don't even know what's going on, because I think as a human being, we made a small mistake last 100 years that we use all performance criteria to not to make any mistake or not is to control. But we forgot one thing, that the human is already can have a self-control autonomous system. And we can, if we create a culture of purpose-driven, purpose-oriented, you don't really need to control people, because that culture will, control everything else. So it doesn't mean we don't have metrics. We don't have criteria. We have criteria. We have a lot of metrics, but it's not related to the performance. So just like thinking just like a car. In the car, you have all kinds of dashboard in front of you, but nothing will tell you what to do. So if there is a speed, let's say, dashboard, it shows what is your speed. But it doesn't tell you go with 50 miles per hour or go with 100 miles per hour. It just shows you what speed you are in, and you make your decision if you need to slow down or if you need to increase your speed. So we have a very detailed, big dashboard that the people can follow what's going on. But according to their own decision-making process, the trust is the very important point. We trust each other that they will make correct decisions according to that dashboard. No need to pressure them to tell them, okay, you need to go at 120 miles per hour, because that might be good on the highway, but that's quite dangerous in front of a school. So they will make the decision what number is what. By the way, we do give them a lot of trainings, a lot of education stuff, finance or all kinds of accounting. So they are they are getting all these good education level to make the decisions. Plus, it is not personal; they are team, so they do all these decisions, everything as a team. So it's a collective management. The book was telling about self-management, but in Turkey, it's kind of the Turkish version of self-management is too much personal. So we change it into the collective management. So we say it's a collective management, means the collective brains comes together, makes the decisions, makes what it needs to be done, and you just guide them with values. By the way, we didn't talk about the values, which is as important as the purpose. So the values guide them to purpose, and what is protecting us is the principles. So as in Latro, we have two principles, just two simple principles, which is protecting us to making maybe mistakes, or it's protecting us as peer-to-peer agreement. And we have 5 values which is guiding us to go the creating new possibilities with extraordinary solutions. And in the beginning, I was mentioning that it's a simple code. I did it on purpose, because even if it is a simple code, you really need to follow with all your soul, with all your all the actions you do. You need to follow that simple code in order to make people to driven with the same purpose.
Yeah, sure. Oh my God, there's so many great nuggets there. Again, first of all, I love the analogy of the dashboard. You just have the framework and people can see it, but then they make their own decisions. And of course, that book is also have changed my life. I love his reinventing organizations. But also, like, I know I had made notes as I was going through your website that you do say there too, purpose and values are the key drivers for you. And they always have to come in hand. So I'm interviewing people like you. There's no company who has just a blunt, wonderful statement who doesn't know how to live that purpose and don't have the values. So that's such a big part of it. So thank you for bringing that up. Would you mind sharing, not maybe all of them, but some of the values that you really care about?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Like the first one is the human-centric. I mean, that is the first thing, human first. So in all of our decisions, all of our actions, the human comes first. And it is not customer, it is not the people who works in Latro, it's human, whoever the human is. So we don't only say we protect the Latro people. No, it is human, whatever it is. So human-centric is the first one. The second one is maybe, since we are going after new possibilities, we don't call people in Latro employees, they are explorers. So the being explorer is our value. We are always gonna be explorer. We will try to explore things, whatever we do. As you can see, some of the examples of the values, they all bringing us to the same place where we're gonna create new possibilities. One of the values is being master on what you do. So you need to have some good level of know-how if you wanna create new possibilities. If you want to look after extraordinary solutions, you need to have a level of master. I don't know if it is the correct one in Turkish. So in English, sorry. So it's like all the values are bringing us to the purpose. But I would like to also mention the principles are also important, because when you are a self-managed company, when you fired the boss, which I did, then the principles are something also you need to make sure you have peer-to-peer contracts. So like I had a great talk the other day that the peer-to-peer contract is something important on the self-management. We have 2 simple principles. One principle is commitment, means when we commit on something, we do know the importance of our commitment. So between the people, the commitment is very important. And the second one is collective management. So we put as a principle collective management means we make the decisions with people together, with the data on the table as much as we can, and with the know-how on the table. So why that is a principle? Because we tell people, I gave up all my power as being boss, or there is no one in the company who can have the power back again. So it's a principle, it's a red line. No one can have the same power again. So all the decisions will be made collectively.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And the collective intelligence wisdom is something that we always see in really, especially self-managed companies. And thank you for also making it obvious what those two principles are. And they're so simple, but yet they're powerful, right? So it looks like that's one thing that everybody is usually asking about self-managed companies. How do you do the agreements? And does it have to be elaborate, like maybe pages and pages of agreements? Obviously, that defies the purpose. So it could be simple. How do you live the purpose, the values, the principles every day? How do you make sure that is lived every day in the Latro life?
I mean, the simple things we already do, like it's all over the places in the office, but for sure it is not enough. What we try to do as an exercise is we try to talk in the company if any problem happens or anything, any issue or something good. We try to talk from one of our value or from one of our principle if it is a problem. So we also encourage people to talk from that language. And the purpose is so powerful there because the teams are designed to do experiments. We call it experiment, means they always need to go and look for new possibilities. So like every 3 months, the teams makes a discovery meeting, the meeting called discovery. So they have to create from their customers, from the possibilities or from problems or from opportunities, they have to create 3-4 discoveries, which means 3-4 experiments. So when they create the experiments in that quarter, they check how is that experiment is going to go, fail or it's going to success. So we are saying everyone that is the way of how to live the purpose. And plus, I will again mention one point. If you started to look after the performance of each people or performance of the teams, then again you kill the purpose, because purpose is, a purpose is what? To be explorer, right? And explorers don't have targets. Think about if you're an explorer, you go to a jungle, you don't have target, you don't have KPIs, you don't have OKRs, you just explore. You just, you try to find new things, you try to, explore the world, so when you take out that, you give people to freedom to explore things. And it's so powerful. It's so, it's not only romantic purpose, it gives numbers, because the new world is changing so fast. You need to keep innovate things. You need to create things. You need to explore things, because the things are changing so fast. So when you put this innovation, creativeness into the heart of the organization, you cannot believe sometimes what number come from where. So it's not, I always say it's not romantic. Latro has, grow 50% just in the last 8-9 months. So it's not only romantic, it is the need of the new world. You can't just do the standard things and really can grow or can really win. Everything is changing. So we got to have, that's why everybody's talking about innovation. They create innovation teams, innovation times, innovation rooms, but it's all coming to me so unnatural. They are not natural things. If you want to have people innovative, then you need to give them freedom. Innovation only comes from freedom. That's my opinion. So it's a full freedom playground. Latro has this playground full of freedom. And again, this full of freedom comes with great responsibilities, but the people are, aware of it. It's, I don't know, you were saying, yes, in Turkey, I was thinking it's going to be very difficult, and it is difficult. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's also sometimes amazing. The same person, when you put him or her into the hierarchical condition, he acts this way. When you put the same person into this kind of an organization, he or she acts 180 degrees different way. So it is not only the people's internal behavior, it is the outer condition change the internal behavior. That's what we have seen.
Oh, definitely, definitely. And I've seen it in so many places too, because I even know it for myself. When I'm constricted in a structural environment, I'm a different person than when I'm left for free. And I had two of those experiences in my personal life too. So very true. But like there were, again, things that you said, like I don't want to miss, and I want to make sure that I highlight them. First of all, like you said, the language that you use, giving the explorer name to your people is amazing. It tells who you are and what this company is about. Then you use discovery, you use playground, and also, of course, the one that you mentioned before, try and fail. It made me even think, visualize, okay, there is so many very innovative, like children out there, like explore everything, and they're not going to be told by their parents that they did something wrong. They're ready to explore everything and everything. But on top of that, of course, they're also responsible human beings too. It's not like, because a lot of companies, and you know that much better than I do, or leaders look at that like, oh, it's going to be so chaotic, right? Oh my God, everybody's going to be all over the place, but it's not. And you are so right with the complex problems we have, with the fast-paced changes we have. There's no other way. I mean, the hierarchies are not going to last, in my opinion. So you got this so fast and so early on. That's great. And one thing that I want you to tell, because I know the answer to that, but they might have other predictions or interpretations of what you said. When you said, I fired the boss, tell us what you meant with that.
Okay, so everything has started with me firing the boss, who was me.
Yes, okay.
Because again, whatever the actions you take has to go along with your purpose and what you try to do. So we say it's going to be an innovative company, it's going to be no hierarchy for this freedom. And while you are saying that, keeping yourself in the position as a CEO, general manager, or boss doesn't go with it. So I always say, you either go fully or you don't go. So the first thing I did, I used to have a room with a big table, boss table, with a nice, big room, and I closed it. I turned it into the meeting room. I took my backpack, have my computer, and just go with everyone else where they are sitting, which we have a office of everybody has a freedom to go around. Nobody has their own table. It's just everybody is going everywhere. And this is first thing I did. The second thing I did was I said, I'm not going to be the decision maker anymore. We will make the decisions together. So if some issue or if something came to me, I always say, what is your idea? What the team thinks? Do you need my help? Do you need my experience? I'm more than happy to share my experience, but I will not be the decision making one. You will make the decision. You will take the responsibility of your own decision. I will support you 100% if you fail, but you will make the decision. That started. And small things like I used to park my car. I always say that because I think it's something niche. As an office, we had 6 cars placed into the building, and everybody else was parking outside. So we have around 30 cars. So 24 of them were parking outside, and me and other managers, ex-managers, were parking in the office building. So I changed it. I said, okay, we all are going out. Who's going to use this parking lot is the people who comes with 3, 4 in the same car. So 6 cars brings 6 people with the elevator directly to the office. But now 6 cars brings 20 people with the elevator to the office. So this kind of, why I am explaining always these stories, because these are great messages to people saying now everything is being changed. And you can, believe me that it is also great for the boss himself or herself, because now I feel free. Now I am more innovative myself. I am more creative myself. I can be more, useful for the company in this way, because I am also free. Now I feel free. And freedom is great. Hierarchy is, just taking the freedom out of you. Even if you are boss, you are not free. You are alone. And now I don't feel alone. I don't feel, pressured. I feel, okay, we all dealing the same thing. Like these days in Turkey, the economy is going crazy, as you might know. The Turkish lira, the fluctuation, everything is terrible. And we have faced this problem maybe 5, 10 times in my business life. But this is the first time I'm sleeping. No problem. We'll do together. I trust my partners, not they're my partners. I trust my explorers. We are explorers. We will find our way out. I don't stress myself. I'm not a decision maker. I'm not the boss. We're going to find the way out, 50 of us all together. That's the greatness of being collective, mindset. So I'm okay. It can go worse, no problem. We are 50. We'll handle it.
Yeah, that's so great. I love that. But I always starts like you mentioned before, like you do see that you can trust the people to make the good decisions. And that start like it always seems to start with the belief of the founder or the person who starts something. If you have that mindset, then you build up a company like this. If you don't believe and trust people, you build all the managers and layers of hierarchy. But like you said, and it is so true that the people are at the top are very, very lonely in those hierarchical organizations. It's a real thing. So they can't speak to their people like you do. They have to go and hide behind the doors with other CEOs to share their stuff because they're feeling horrible to make all the big decisions. And you don't have that pressure on you. That's amazing. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, there's so much more that I want to ask you, but I know I need to wrap up in 5 minutes or so. But I did see on your website too that you do go with the sustainability like goals of the UN, and you even put it into people, planet, and product. Is that part of what you do? And also with that question, I know you have an amazing website. You even think about the website, which could be also sustainable, things about the climate change and everything. So are they all coming from your people too? How did those UN and this website and even those little things you do come about?
Yeah, it is the same thing. It is the power of collective mindset. It is the power of the people making decisions together. So sustainability is, for sure, all the companies are doing something. So I'm not going to talk about sustainability because it is also our core, because we need to, do something for the people, for the nature, for the world, and for our, for the equal life for everyone. So when we had talk about that, everyone just did something. One is doing with the product wise. They are trying to create products sustainable. One is doing, as you say, website. The marketing guy is thinking from that point of view. One is doing from the environmental side. So it's great that he was just in our purchasing department before, and he took the responsibility, said, in the office, we are going to change the stuff, then we will use the recycling, whatever it is. So from different points of view, it is coming together instead of having a sustainability manager. We have thousands of C-level different names, different directors, different managers' names. It's crazy number of names of directors and managers. No, we don't do that. We all are same in the same company. So if you see something is wrong, just go and grab it, do the thing in a right way. So sustainability is just like that. When you were saying about our website or the other things, there is not one person is only responsible. Yes, there is one person is mostly spending her time into this and takes to her, but it's all everyone else also in the in this same thing to do it. So I mean, working together, being together, working as a collective teams, I think it has an amazing power. It's great. And one last thing I would like to mention about my personal purpose, because we talk about the company purpose. But my personal purpose is for me is so much related with the sustainability. For my opinion, today, the world's biggest problem is hierarchy. The world's biggest problem is centralized decision making. It is the problem of politics. It is the problem of governments. And that's a big problem. The universe keeps sending the problems which you only can solve by collective way. So this, pandemic, this climate change, all these problems you can either solve by worldwide or you cannot solve only with your own country. So my personal purpose is from Latro, if we can be one of the pioneers of changing the world into the collective mindset, then I will be more than happy. And it will be my own purpose to see other companies seeing Latro is growing so fast. So they're going to try the same thing. So then they can really find a sustainable way of growing in the world as company, as politics, as governments, as whatever it is.
Yeah, I can't agree more. I mean, especially the problems that you're mentioning are such big, huge problems. Nobody can solve it on their own. No country will solve it on their own. And it's very obvious now that we're going through the pandemic. But so I'm 100% with you. And that's why I love highlighting companies like yours, because you are going to be inspiring so many others, not only in Turkey, which is amazing to do that there, but also in other countries too. That's why that's the whole purpose of my series, because some people still are so skeptical, and I want to show the great examples, because it is happening and it is possible in whatever country you're in. It is possible, like you said. So, and one last question before I let you go, because I don't want to let you go, but we'll have many more conversations. But since you have been the great place to work, and I'm sure you're going to get so many more awards, and you're so rare of your kind, do people line up in front of your office to work for you? How does that go?
I mean, yeah, I can say day by day we receive more and more, people who would like to work with us, and I'm so happy about it. Yeah, that's a great point. Actually, that's one of the biggest win of this system. So one more time, I will repeat: it is not romantic. You will see it in numbers. You'll see it on the people who would like to work with you. The really good people are coming, regardless of the payment or the salary or whatever. They would like to, make some difference. They would like to show themselves in such a playground with freedom, with no boss. From the first day when they graduate from their school, they come to an organization which nobody is asking from them reports. Nobody is telling them what to do. They just helping them how to do. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of people are coming, and
yes,
I'm so happy. Yeah, I mean, I receive a lot of things.
Yeah. And I'm sure, and then I'm thinking it's not only impacting them, but their families when they go home. Like if you're a very unhappy worker, then you're affecting everybody at home too. So maybe their children will know this way of working. Maybe some of them will start their own companies who are self-managed, because you will just, you have such a huge impact. It's not only the people that work with you, but the vendors, the shareholders, the stakeholders, everybody who has a stake in your company, and the families will be positively impact us all. That's why you do what you do is amazing. And I'm so proud that it's a Turkish company. I had to be biased on that. I love that I got to know about you, and I'm sure we're going to have a lot more conversations with you. But I'll be very happy to share the story of yours online and offline, and hopefully more and more people get to understand that as natural human beings, we love to have autonomy. We love to work passionately. We love to work. We love to contribute. People just stop thinking that it's true. They always think that we do it only for transaction, for salary, and then I'm going to give you some of my time. And people are not that way. They're equipped to work hard and bring up ideas, and you're living it. Maybe just before I say goodbye, because I know some people, especially with more left brain strength, would want to know more about a little bit of your numbers. You did say 15% growth, or can
50.
you say 50?
50.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
compared to a year before, it's 50%. And again, yeah, the number of people also, we were around 30. Now we are 55. It is coming to the numbers, and it will come more. It was maybe just a touch. It is coming to numbers because, I mean, you are with this method, you mentioned very well, I believe you are taking out the full potential from the people's inner side. They show their full potential. And today is a great day to make this change, because the speed of change in the world allows you to grow very fast when you have such an innovative and creative method, creative mindset. So I see this is the only exit. And one thing you mentioned very well, I am also, again, it was my inner purpose, more happy people. Because the bureaucracy, the hierarchy, really is so negative energy that the people have Monday, syndrome. I believe in order to kill Monday syndrome, we need to understand, if there is no hierarchy, bureaucracy, the people will not take Monday any different than Friday or Saturday or Sunday, because it's one of the week. It is one of the part of your life. There is no work-life balance. When you have not bureaucracy, not hierarchy, when you have happiness, there's only one life. You have friends, you have family, you have girlfriend, boyfriend, you have wife, husband, and you have work. That's just one of them. It doesn't have to be a balance between these two. It's just one of them. You just it's a part of your life. So I don't know, that more happy people, for my opinion. And every place to work, they did us a questionnaire, send us a questionnaire, and most of the questions was meaningless for our people, because Happy Place to Work sends the question for hierarchy, asking, how do you find your manager? The people in Latro say, which manager? So the questions was meaningless. That's why we got I think we got like 100% out of the all, and 97% on the trust level, which is almost 100. Because the question has no meaning for the people. Yeah. So we make the problem, then we try to fix the problem. Hierarchy is the problem itself. So that's why we have human resources to solve the problem we create.
It's so true. Thank you. So true. But thank you for also sharing your personal purpose. And because when you have a purpose like that, then it also gets intervened with your company that you started, and then everybody gets to benefit from that. So everything that you said is amazing, and it's so impressive. And I'm so proud to introduce a company like yours to the world. And I'm sure you're inspiring so many people, not only at your end, at your company, but anywhere else. And that's why we will put these out there so that more people get to know you. But thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing the story, and all that you have said. All those messages are so important, especially right now. So thank you.
Thank you.